Hey, Emmanuel. So here I'm going to be talking about Project Station and the weight system that it's going to have. Now, I don't know the limitations of the weight capacity that a camper trailer for a bicycle will have, um, or how much weight itself is going to be in general. But if I do some calculations on this and this and this, roughly I'm taking about 70 to 80% of capacity of weight off from a standard flatbed. And those are pretty long and wideness, but for a bicycle, you're basically only needing as wide as a standard bunk bed. And this is a twin bed that's up here. This is not a double. I know everybody thinks, oh, my thing has a double. No, this is just a twin up here. And this will be roughly the exact same size of kind of the trailer design. Maybe it might be a little bit more smaller wideness, but yeah. In longness wise, it would probably be around 7 foot because obviously you're gonna sleep in it. That's what a camper trailer is gonna be. So cargo wise, I would say maybe 7.5 feet long for putting in cargo, having accessories and jazz like that and whatnot, equipment here and there is quite an issue to build on. But yeah. So the overall capacity just for the equipment side is hardball to understand. And also understand the limitations of how much weight capacity can go in for the trailer itself. Because you're already putting roughly around 200 pounds for the trailer when you're in it to lay down with jazz like that. But what about the capacity of all the components and accessories and power ability and jazz like that for your portable use? And that comes into a factor for the entire thing itself. So I've been kind of throwing out the weight ability to it, but roughly without me in it, it would be roughly around 200 pounds without taking into account for the bike trailer itself in its own poundage of being dry built. No stuff in it. So I don't know if that's going to be roughly around like 75 pounds or something like that, because obviously such and such. But if it comes around like about 40 to 50 and it can handle around like 400 pounds, that'd be pretty decent. Then again, that's 400 pounds with everything. So if it can handle as a full load system, if it can handle about 700 to 800 pounds, that'd be more than enough for what I have for in store for it. Because I need water, I need my two cell uh, two two cell systems for my battery bank system for my bike, which is 2 kilowatts. I need accessory power, which is going to be around another kilowatt to 2 kilowatts of weight capacity. And then I need income power, so that's going to be another 50 watts. That's going to be another 50 pounds of weight capacity plus a little bit more for other panels. So roughly around 70 pounds of weight capacity there. And then accessory devices like my phone, stuff that I use to keep my heated pad, nice and warm for my butt, or other heated systems, or my cooling, jazz like that for accessories, electric hand pump, all that equipment. So that comes into another factor of weight capacity too. But as long as I can keep within around less than 350 pounds, then it should be pretty decent. And then for myself, staying in the trailer with it fully mounted, it should be pretty decent. But then it comes also to the customization, because what I found is all these camper trailers for bicycles are all custom built systems. They're not something you can just literally go to a store and be like, hey, I want a bicycle trailer or camper trailer and jazz like that. Give me one down. And then you can just roll it off the block like a standard RV trailer system. That you can get one like that off the lot and be like, okay, I'm just driving away. These have to be customized, and these are quite a complex system. So, yeah, I have to find who's going to be able to make one of these in the future. So that's going to be interesting. But if somebody can, that'd be awesome. So, yeah, the weight capacity needs to be handling that much, and it also comes into the load effect for the entire bicycle, because obviously more heavy that it needs pulled, more heavy weight that it needs to actually perform, and decreases the amount of range. But 3 kilowatts should pretty give decent performance of at least 200 miles per range for the amount of capacity that this trailer's gonna massively have. Like, this is not a joke trailer. This is not something, I'm making to pack lightly and draw this just jazz and whatnot. No, this is gonna be something for like those videos you see of people living in their vans. This is gonna be something like a full-time jazz ability. Like, I park somewhere, literally transform it into a station, and boom, I'm living there for a couple days. This is not like something that's going to be like, oh yeah, it's going to be like, oh, you're just going to ride around and be like camping for 2 days, go back and jazz like that. Now this is going to be more like, I'm going to travel and literally live off of it. Jazz like that. In a sense. So it's not going to be some kind of joke of like, oh yeah. That's why I'm talking about of how I'm squeezing so much of its performance in such a tiny little box. It's the same concept of what I've changed my Hyper-E ride into a monster. I want comfort, I want range, I want the power performance of a mountain bike so it can handle all the rough terrain, but I want the comfort of cruisability, and I want the haul that it can perform for all the storage it can take of the bike itself. So squeezing all that into such a small bike is quite a hardball thing to do. It's not an easy task because you're mixing comfort, mountain bike, and cargo. Yeah, you're mixing 3 completely different bike systems into one. To get the massive performance of all this without it having some crazy rig in the back floating like a big sore thumb for a huge battery bank, or a sore flat panel just sticking out like a big wing in the back, something like that. No, this is going to be literally 3 different types of bikes in one, in a small fraction system. And it takes a lot of this thought process and research and combining all this stuff into account. You have to understand the logistics, the logic, the weight, this, what affects that, and all that stuff. And yeah, it's quite a conundrum or stuff like that to understand. But that's how I made my Hyper-E ride. And now I'm going to be changing that. Instead of just a Hyper-E ride, it's going to be for Project Station that is literally going to change itself into a mobile house Now, of course, it might not have a fridge, it might not have, massive amount of storage ability, but it's going to be a huge powerhouse system. It's going to be insane. Although I might figure out how to make a fridge too, but who knows? We'll see. But that comes into account of how complex this is. This is not just like, I'm just going to pull this out of the bank and be like, oh yeah. But I also want to keep it simplistic. I don't want to try and modify it into like a huge, crazy wire thing with a solar charger and this and jazz like that. I want to keep it simple where I can easily just replace it with a simple unplug and boop, take the power out, put a new power in, boop, boom. For instance, I just want to be able to, okay, here's one power station that just failed. New power station. No complex wiring system, jazz like that. So I still want to keep it simplistic, but also highly efficient. And trying to do all this is kind of crazy. So the weight capacity, I'm trying to keep small, but I'm also trying to squeeze in so much power performance inside the unit. And this is all just in my head right now. This is just in here. This is not even on paper yet, or even physically on an actual unit. I would love to actually have a unit. So, heck, you guys can send me one. That'd be awesome. But yeah, I doubt it. But to actually be able to utilize all this power performance in a trailer is, wow. That's crazy. So I'll see you guys later. Peace out.